Welcome to the Saturday meeting, our first Saturday meeting for Money March. And as you guys know, we do these Saturday mornings to jumpstart the weekend. There's a couple of different categories of people that I have the pleasure of working with. Right? There's the people that are up early, grinding, and they're motivated by something, right? That something could be just getting out of whatever situation that they're in. That something could be their family. That something could be, like paying for school, becoming independent, or that something could be like their future and their dream business that they want to get started. And those people, they always know how to show up the right way. They always show up ready to work, ready to grind, ready to get after it. Then there's the people that I work with that have no clue what they want or what they're doing, and they're just trying to do the minimum effort to just get the average result, so that way they look like they're trying. And then there's the people that are in between, right? They want their gut wants to do the hard work and grind and try to get out of their situation, but then their old habits hold them back into falling into those weakness points. So a good example that I like to use is, like dieting. I think everybody here has probably done some form of a diet or eating habit change, health change, and things like that. And there's just so many bad habits that just kind of like it's easy to resort back to because it's easy. That's what you've always done, which is how you got into that situation by choosing the easy way out. And it's hard to it's hard to be successful. Let me just be flat out honest, right? It's hard to be successful. It's hard to do things at a high level, but the people that can figure out how to decide. I'm going to give a shout out to JJ. It's his birthday today, but he just posted in the chat that he's 30 pounds down. And we have this health chat in our division where he's just out there grinding, doing 2-a-days. He went to Oklahoma City where it was like cold and snowing. He was still getting his workouts in right there. And it shows, right? It shows all that hard work and discipline paid off. I remember when we were at our kickoff conference and doing all these other things. He's like, yeah, I can't eat that. But at the end of the day, like everybody wants that top result. So in the Cutco business, everybody wants to be able to make the big bucks like a Daniel Reeder. Everybody wants the full flexibility. Everybody wants to have like this client base and be able to travel, all those things. But then there's a lot of the times that stuff gets lost. Those motivations get lost in the middle of the grind. So I'm going to show two videos for you guys. And one thing I want to kind of incorporate in our culture. And I try to be very clear with like the culture I'm trying to build here with you guys. So that way you guys can help me lead by example, right? So like Mona, I was just asking you to be a leader, right? So we need like people to just like lead by example and others will follow. But then also like I want you guys to be able to impact that culture onto other people in our team chats. And one of those cultures is I want everybody to love the grind, right? I want everybody to love the grind. And it's kind of funny because I was just talking to my dad, right? My dad, he's a vice president of a company. And he's like, yeah, John, like people show up to jobs that they hate all the time and work 20, 30, 40 hours a week. And what's crazy is like, Daniel, I don't even ask you guys to do that here at Cutco. Like, imagine if I made it mandatory to come to a meeting. Even if I made it mandatory to come to a team meeting and 2 phone jams per week, you would still be under 10 hours worth of work. But you'd be like making like a part-time, like nice solid income, right? Some of you guys that are at higher percentages would make a full-time income, right? Now imagine if I made you guys come into the office 5 days a week. I'm like, I'm not paying you guys unless you show up 5 days, 8 hours a day. Like if you guys did that here in Cutco, do you guys realize the type of income you'd be hauling in? Like it is insane. So my dad is always like, he's always mind blown because he's like, yeah, there's people that hate their jobs, but they show up 40 hours a week and do nothing, but they hate every minute of it. And they make half of the amount of the income that you Cutco people make working part-time and golfing every day of the week. So it was just a funny conversation we had. But I'm going to show you guys a video. This is Darren Hardy. He's talking about grind. All right, just grinding it out every day. All right, give me 1 second here to share my screen. Nope, you cannot see that. I don't know why it does it on that screen. 1 second. All right.
Good morning. So today I want to let you in on another great truism of success that's not often discussed. Are you ready for it? Are you sure? You might not like it. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're not going to like it because I don't. No great achiever does. But it's a reality nonetheless. Look, I know that you read the fantastic stories of success in magazines or you watch biographies on Netflix or YouTube and you think, oh, I wish I could be Richard Branson or Bono or Oprah or Peyton Manning or anyone else that you envy. No, you don't. You have no idea the pain, the suffering, and the sheer boredom they go through to be where they are. You see, the fact is that 5% of what it is that they do is really awesome, the front of stage part of their life. You see Bono on stage being screamed at by tens of thousands of his adoring fans. You see Oprah on camera talking with the Dalai Lama. You see Branson with a naked model on his back doing a PR stunt, or Peyton Manning throwing the winning touchdown. But what you don't see is the absolute monotony that precedes those moments. Now, I'm not just talking about the dramatic and painful failures that they go through and the difficulties all these people encounter, endure, and overcome to get to where they are. We've talked before about the minefield of failure one has to journey through to get to the pasture of success. No, I'm revealing a deeper truth here this morning, and that is the insignificant, the non-emotional, the downright boring, monotonous, and mundane day-to-day grind that they have to endure. When the cameras are off, when the terrific highs and the awful lows are filmed, recorded, and the camera crew has left, I'm talking about the fantastically dull, every day and day in and day out grind. Ultimately, that is where the great divide exists. Hey, you've always wanted to know what separates the great achievers from everyone else? Well, here it is. They grind it out during the dull, the arduous, the boring, monotonous, and mundane times more than you do. When you don't feel like working out, they're grinding. When you decide to close your computer and call it a day, they're grinding further. When you make 10 calls, the ones that you promised to make, they keep grinding. In the hours in the gym, in the office that you don't see, they're grinding. It is the thousands of balls that they hit on the practice screen that is not filmed. It is the hundreds of gigs that they perform in small, seedy clubs for no pay. It is the thousands of calls that they make that don't result in a sale. It is the years of two-a-days in the hot sun, grinding it out in the minor leagues and doing meetings where no one shows up. It is the hours they spend planning and preparing and writing in their journals when others are Netflixing and chilling. All those moments, despite the boredom and the mundaneness, they keep grinding. Look, I know you don't like this answer, but it is the answer. When you got tired, they grinded. When you lost motivation, they grinded. When you've done your best, they grinded further. When you played Angry Birds or Solitaire on your mobile phone, they grinded. It is the same story for every great achiever. Learn to master the mundane. Know that it will be those boring, dull, and mundane moments when you will be gaining strides on everyone else, because it is the mundane where drift happens, where excuses are easy to come by. No one's watching after all. The weather's bad, it's the weekend, it's late, you have a long week, or whatever thought satiates your psychological desire to remove your nose from the grindstone. Learn to push through those thoughts, set them aside, and keep grinding. So what do you have to do to be fantastically successful? Leap tall buildings in a single bound? Move mountains and swim upstream? Perform miracles? Do the impossible? Be heroic? Nope, none of that. You just have to grind. You gotta outgrind your competition. Sure, you have to be smarter and you've got to be more strategic. I spend a lot of time here each morning trying to help you do that, and inside Insane Productivity, and inside my High Performance Forum masterclasses. But on top of all of that, you still cannot replace the need to just grind. So, to sum up, grind, baby. Grind. Success is extracted from the grinding of mundane work. And do someone else a favor this morning. Share this with any like minded achieving friend, family member, or teammate that might need the reminder to avoid falling behind. Make sure they join our community of high achievers grinding here every day to become better every day here.
Okay, cool. So I want to get some takeaways. What stood out to you guys from there? We'll kind of just go around. Everyone could just share their takeaway from that. Or if it's maybe not necessarily a takeaway from this video, maybe it was a reminder for you. So listening to that reminded you, you're like, you know what? Here's where I can improve my grind. I need to go to the gym more consistently. Or here's where I can improve my grind. I do need to wake up a little bit earlier. So it's like if you don't have a takeaway from this, share where you can improve your grind mentality. So we'll start off with you. Let's see. We'll go Mariella, then we'll go Daniel, Mona Lisa, Taha, then Grace. Go ahead, Mariella.
Well, what I got out of it was when he said that there's dull and boring moments is when, you know, you need to just grind harder. There was I think it was like last month I was going through that with the job, you know, reading the script like 4 times a day and it's the same words over and over gets a little boring. So I was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. It's getting, you know, too dull here. But, you know, I just kept going and that's like a really good reminder, you know, just keep grinding.
Yeah, great. And then I wanted to give Mariella some recognition because you know, like all those like the grinding, reading the script over and over. Trust me, right? Imagine how I feel 11 years later, right? So it's like I've tried to like go do my own way or make up other things. I'm like, oh no, it doesn't work as well. I guess like all the stuff I was reading for years and years is the way that works the best. But I wanted to give Mariella some recognition because last week she had a really high closing percentage, right? Out of the 5 appointments she did, she made 3 sales and her average order started to increase. And she didn't even know. She's just been in grind mode. Like she's already almost to her next promotion, which is really exciting. Go ahead, Daniel.
What I took out of it is the grind quite literally never stops.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter what it is. So Mona, you can relate with this. Like now I'm learning the grind of being a parent. Right. So I'll clean the house and then now my daughter is like immediately in like 2 minutes everything's destroyed again, right? So it's just like you're always grinding to be a better parent. So yeah, it don't stop. Go ahead, Mona.
What I got is if you're not gonna do it, somebody else is gonna do it. And even just that extra minute, you know, making a phone call or those extra 2 reps in your workout, those little steps are gonna get you to where you want to be. That's grinding right there. So
Yep.
that's what I got out of it.
Perfect. And I think about this too. So like Mona, you know this. I know you ran track, I believe. You know, there's always somebody looking to take your spot, right? So it's like in sports is like that's a big reason why a lot of athletes grind so hard. I was just listening to a podcast this morning and the athlete was talking about how he was paralyzed and went back to playing 2 weeks later. And the reason why he did that is because he's like, someone's gonna take my spot if I wait out any longer. So it's just like thinking of it in that angle. Taha said stay consistent with overall routine and keep pushing. And then Grace, go ahead and share yours.
Yeah, well, really, that if you forsake the little things, you won't ever reach the bigger opportunities. Right? It's like those 10 calls that you make in the day, right? It's the amount that you keep pushing past like what you're feeling. And then also just being consistent in the small things is what matters because like being consistent in the gym, like for me, that's been like what's helped me be consistent everywhere else, right? Creating a baseline for yourself where you can just create that consistency.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. And last thing I want to say on this is just like, yeah, your feelings, right? Your feelings. I don't know if you guys know who David Goggins is. I'll probably show a video of him later on. But a big thing he says is F your feelings. All right. I'm not gonna say the word. I'm not it's too early to be cussing. All right, it's not even 10 a.m. But F your feelings. Right? Because your feelings usually don't pay off. Like, let's just think about it, right? Like, your feelings don't usually pay off. If you just lived everything based off of your feelings, you're probably not gonna hit a lot of your goals. And it's a lot of the times you got to do when you're not all the work you do when you don't feel like doing it is what usually ends up paying off in the long run here. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys with one more video, and then we're gonna go into our phone jam. All right, and these Saturday morning phone jams, I want you guys to really like own these things. You know, like when you guys go into that main room, it's pretty much going to be majority from our office in here, and they do these phone jams. It's ran by the region. By the way, a great way to tell if you're starting to do the right things that are going to set you apart from the rest is, you know, showing up is half the battle. Right? Showing up is half the battle. So you guys, first, I just need to say thank you and applaud you guys for being up here on a Saturday morning, right? You guys know our team is way bigger than who's actually here right now, but you guys are the ones that showed up. Now, don't waste this time that you showed up. Like, actually, like, do something with this time to get ahead of the rest. And I recognize the people that come here. Like, those are the people I want to build with. Those are the people I want to grind next to, the people that show up, and that's just half the battle. So if you go into that phone jam, that's a regional phone jam. Our whole Western region representatives are supposed to be there. And I think I can look in the breakout room. Besides our team, there's only 2 other people in there. Okay. So like right there, like, and that's why we're going to kick the rest of the region's ass, especially for the month of March, is we're doing the things that other people don't want to do. And that's going to help get you guys ahead. Okay. So I'm going to play this last video with you guys, just a quick 2-minute one. This is just like a little motivation compilation video. And then we're going to go in there. We're going to make some calls and focus on setting up our weekend.
How many of
All right. So let me just share my screen one last time. All right.
you can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, I am doing my best? Because if you can, you're fucking lying to yourself. Your best is a moving, evolving, changing scale. You can always do better. You could always do more. You could always improve. You could always find a way to get a better result and to sharpen your skills. You guys are always looking for that extra thing. I'm gonna read this book, I'm gonna buy this program, I'm gonna join this mastermind group, I'm gonna go to this seminar. None of those things will replace the fucking work. There is no shortcut. There is no way to make it faster. There is no way to make it easier. You've got to do the fucking work. You can't go through life looking to do the minimum and get the maximum. If you want the maximum, you gotta fucking do the maximum.
There's somebody out there who wants your spot. You're not the only one trying to go to Harvard. You're not the only one trying to go to the NBA. You're not the only one trying to go to the NFL. And so you gotta embody excellence. You gotta go a little further than the man who's trying to get what you're trying to get. I dare you to try to get to success without excellence. I dare you to try to shortcut success. I dare you to try to shortchange success. It's not going to happen. There are no shortcuts to success. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. The only way you can get to it is through it. Every single day you wake up, you got to give it all you got. You got it 120%. Don't fool yourself into thinking that this year is going to be better than last year if you're still making excuses. There are no excuses. You got to work for it. You got to put forth 120%. You can have it, you can be it, you can do it. But you got to accept the challenge.
What are you doing to make your next effort your best effort?
Are you reaching deep down inside to fight through everything that you're going through right now? Or are you settling to be where you are at this current moment? Now is not the time to complain. Now is the time to maintain that dream. You need to work an hour longer. You need to run just a little faster. You need to put 5 more pounds on the rack. That's the effort you need to be great. That's the sacrifice that you have to put in order for you to get to the next level that you need to be at, in order for you to be remembered.
All right, you guys. So have a great weekend. Happy Saturday. We're gonna go back into the main session. So go ahead and leave this breakout room, and you just need to be in the main session until you hit your goal. So just go schedule a couple demos, whatever your goal is for today. It could be 1 demo, it could be 2, it could be 3, whatever that goal is. Go hit it. Make your calls and then post it in the chat box so that way you guys get entered into the raffle. I think they're raffling off $20 this morning, and shoot, $20 just to make your calls. I think that's worth it because you're gonna make the calls anyways. All right, you guys, but have a great weekend. I'll chat with you guys soon. Remember the new clock out format. After you guys finish your demos, make sure you guys send that clock out format unless you are over 6K. So like Mona, you don't need to fill that out because you're over 6,000. Obviously, Grace, you don't need to fill that out. But if you're under 6,000, you do need to fill that out after every demo. Have a great day.